Hey everybody! We're back for more Learning with Little Tweet. Got a little tweet here. I'm Mrs. Hill. We are working on day 25 lessons. Today is Tuesday, May 5th. I still cannot believe that it's May. So crazy. All right, guys, we're starting with reading and word work. Let me show you what we need. This is going to be a good one. I'm excited about this one. So we are going to use our Trees in Our Community song. So you can pull that out if you have it. Other than that, for reading, you just need a blank piece of paper, pencil, crayons. Okay? If you don't have crayons, no problem, but definitely a pencil. Then for word work, we are going to play Kaboom with our Cycle 20 word list right here. So you will need these words. And remember, when we play Kaboom, we write the words on little strips of paper and put them in a cup or a can or a jar. So you'll need a blank piece of paper to make little strips. If you need to cut them, you'll need some scissors, and then some sort of cup, jar, bucket, whatever you can get your hands on. All right, so that's it. Why don't we go ahead and pause the video and get your materials. All right, friends, so we are going to sing the Trees in Our Community song, and you had better be singing with me so I'm not singing all by myself, okay? Here we go. Oak tree in the park, see the ants crawl up the bark. Willows grow beside the stream, they keep water clear and clean. Maple near the street, leaves change colors, it's so neat. Quaking aspen outside a home, keeps it safe from wind and storm. Paper birch trees on the path, use a stick to draw and scratch. Trees in our community, give the world joy and beauty. Find a tree and then you'll see how lovely and helpful trees can be. Nice job, everybody. So in our lesson, it says, think and talk about all of the prepositions. Whoa, that is a big word. Prepositions. We are going to have to talk about what that word is. Prepositions are words that tell where something is. So remember in social studies, we talked about positional words. Prepositions are very similar because they tell where something is. So we need to think and talk about the prepositions that we heard in the poem. But before we do that, I thought maybe Jack Hartman could help us out a little bit with exploring what prepositions are. So let's watch this video. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
Did you know prepositions are one of the 8 parts of speech? Prepositions give you time, place, position. Come on along, sing the preposition song. Prepositions give you time, place, position. Come on along, sing the preposition song. Aboard, about, above, across, against, along, around. Amid, among, after, at, except for, during, down. Behind, below, beneath, beside, between, before, beyond. By, in, from, off, on, over, of, until, unto, upon. Under, underneath, since, up, like, near, past, through, and through. With, within, without, outside, toward, inside, into, to. Prepositions give you time, place, position. Come on along, sing the preposition song. Prepositions give you time, place, position. Come on along, sing the preposition song. Aboard, about, above, across.
Okay, we are not going to watch all those words again. That was really fast and really cool because it showed us a lot of different prepositions. Wow, that was like first grade material. Hopefully you saw some words in there that you were familiar with, and I definitely saw some of those positional words that we've discussed. So now I'm just going to read the poem, and I want you guys to think about if you hear any prepositions, which remember, prepositions talk about the position of something. So in this case, it might be the position of the trees. Oak tree, in the park. See the ants crawl up the bark. I already heard a couple in there. Willows grow beside the stream. They keep water clear and clean. Maple, near the street. Leaves change colors, it's so neat. Quaking aspen, outside a home. Keeps it safe from wind and storm. Paper birch trees, on the path. Use a stick to draw and scratch. Trees in our community give the world joy and beauty. Find a tree and then you'll see how lovely and helpful trees can be. Okay, guys, did you hear any prepositions in there? If you heard a preposition in there, whisper it to little Tweet. All right, so let's see. I think it just wants us to talk about it. So it says words that tell where something is. So let's talk about it. So I was kind of giving you clues as I was reading it, but this tells us that the oak tree is in the park. The preposition is in, okay? Beside the stream is where the willows are. The maple trees are near the street. So beside, near, in, these are words we discussed when we were talking about positional words. That quaking aspen is outside a home. The paper birch trees are on the path. So there are a bunch of different prepositions in there. So the next part of our assignment here says, draw a picture of a bird, kind of like you, little Tweet. You are a bird. Maybe some people will choose to draw you. Draw a picture of a bird above a tree, below a tree, beside a tree, and inside a tree. Whoa. Okay, well, first, we need to start by drawing a tree. So don't do this yet, but when I tell you it's time for you to work, you are going to get your blank piece of paper and your pencil, and your first task is going to be to draw a tree. I'm going to pause my video because it's really hard for me to draw a tree with one hand. So I'm going to pause and draw my tree, and then I'll be right back. All right, here's my tree. Now, if I had a little bit more time, I would add more leaves. I really like drawing the roots underneath the ground. So I drew the ground and put some roots underneath because I think that's really, I love the roots of trees. I think that's really cool. So let's see. It says that we're going to draw a bird above the tree. Now, if I was going to do this again, sorry, my light's kind of funky here, but I did not leave enough space above my tree. I got too excited and made my tree really huge. So I'm just going to have to squeeze it in here like it's flying above the tree, or it's just like at the very top of the tree. So I'm going to draw little Tweet here above my tree. Okay, there's a little Tweet above the tree. Next, I'm going to draw a bird below my tree. Okay, so maybe this bird is like on the ground. Sometimes you definitely do see birds hopping along the ground looking for insects to eat or worms to eat. Okay, so this is, oops, that's a crazy beak. Okay, so I have a bird above the tree, a bird below the tree. Next, I need to have a bird beside the tree. Well, guess what, guys? This guy is below the tree and beside the tree. This bird is both below and beside, but maybe I'll put a bird like really close to the tree to show that it's beside the tree. Okay, this guy maybe is like looking for some insects climbing up the trunk of the tree. There you go. Okay, so here we have a bird beside the tree. I'm just realizing that maybe part of the video is cut off. It's hard for me to tell, guys. So if ever part of the video is cut off, I'm so sorry. It looks okay in my screen, but then when I upload it, it cuts off a little bit at the top. Okay, last one. Inside a tree. What? Okay, people. How can a bird be inside a tree? What do you think? Did we learn in class that trees can have something called hollows? Sometimes like part of the tree is hollowed out and there's a hole in it, right? So maybe there's a hollow in this tree and there's a bird inside the hollow. All right, so I guess you're gonna have to add a hollow. There you go. So this bird is kind of in the hollow. Let me color in the hollow a little bit so it looks dark in there. And it's sticking its head out, peeking out of there. Okay, so that's all you have to do for reading actually, is just draw a tree and then draw a bird above the tree, below the tree, beside the tree, and inside the tree. I'm going to go ahead and write those words on a whiteboard for you so that you can remember where you're drawing your birds. So, above, below, beside and below. Those words look really similar, but they both have the word be, but this is below, beside, and then inside. All right, so 4 different birds in 4 different places around the tree. You can go ahead and pause the video on these words, get your blank piece of paper, draw your tree, and get started. All right, guys, the next part of our lesson is we're going to play Kaboom with our Cycle 20 words. They're on your little word list right here. It says Cycle 20. I wrote the words up here so that you could see them a little bit more clearly. First, let's read the words together, and we're going to have to go pretty speedy because my video is running out of time. But let's practice reading these together, and then you're going to write them on paper. But let's read them first. Oh, and look who it is. It's Flat Mrs. Hill. If you are in my class, you got one of these in the mail, and you're going to take Flat Mrs. Hill on a lot of adventures. But guess what? Flat Mrs. Hill can also help us with our learning. Ready? She will point to the word you are sounding out. Here we go. My turn. K, an, can. Your turn. My turn. P, in, ch. Pinch. Your turn. My turn. D, ish, dish. Your turn. My turn. P, it, pit. Your turn. My turn. H, am, ham. Your turn. My turn. Y, am, yam. Your turn. My turn. V, an, van. Your turn. My turn. Sl, ip, slip. Your turn. My turn. H, and. I know that word and. H, and, hand. Your turn. My turn. R, im, rim. Your turn. Last column. My turn. T, in, tin. Your turn. My turn. P, ath, path. Your turn. My turn. B, am, bam. Your turn. My turn. Gr, ab, grab. Your turn. My turn. L, ist, list. Your turn. Awesome job, everybody. All right, guys, now it's time to go ahead and make your little word card. So 1 word on each little piece of paper. Then also don't forget to make a Kaboom card. I like to do an exclamation mark for mine. Then all your words go in your cup and you can play Kaboom. go ahead and pause the video so you can see your words and write them down and play.